Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Real Estate Talk. I'm your host, Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. We are live this Saturday morning from the Albany studios of KGAL KShow Radio at Silver Falls Dermatology, the old library building in Albany. This is the Memorial Day weekend, and for a lot of kids, it's a 3-day weekend for most of the adults. For some of the Albany students, I know it was a 4-day weekend, and it's great. I love Memorial Day weekend, the traditional beginning of summer, although our local weather outside doesn't seem to want to reflect that today, but Memorial Day weekend really does have a lot of meaning, especially for me as a veteran. And the price of freedom is very high. We are so absolutely blessed in this country to have men and women who have chosen to serve. Our military today is all volunteer, and these men and women have made a choice to enter into military service. And we're blessed in this country also to have always had brave men and women, those who have gone before, not in all cases volunteers, but still doing what needed to be done to keep America safe and strong. So this weekend, folks, enjoy your barbecues, enjoy your family time, and enjoy your time off. But take just a moment to remember and to say thank you. On that same note, I want to follow up, as I have for the past few weeks, and take a few seconds to remind you about Homes for Heroes. Homes for Heroes is a national program that offers rewards to our heroes, our local and national heroes, for their service when buying, selling, or refinancing a home. When a hero works with an affiliated real estate professional and or an affiliated lender, they will receive that reward from the national organization after they close. Heroes in our community include active duty and retired military, police and peace officers, first responders, EMTs, nurses, and other medical professionals, as well as teachers and educators. Folks, if you're a hero, or if you know a hero who serves our community in one of these areas, either go to or send them to www.homesforheroes.com and sign up, because service deserves its rewards. And again, in the theme of this Memorial Day weekend, thank you for your service. So today we're going to continue, it's kind of a listener question sort of a thing. We're going to talk about a conversation I had yesterday with some folks about how to get rich in real estate. Or not. So I think you'll understand when we get into it. I met some people that attended one of these seminars, and they came to me to talk about what they learned. Interesting conversation, and I talked to them. I asked them if I could share it on the radio today, and they said that I could. So we'll be sharing that conversation and my perspective on it here in the upcoming segment. So stay tuned for that. Now, just a reminder, Real Estate Talk is now brought to you in part by Hayden Homes. And we'll start today with the Real Estate Showcase. Just 2 homes in the showcase today. The first is a brand new listing as of Friday. It's located on Thurston Street in Southeast Albany. It's very near, right behind the Boys and Girls Club. This is a spacious 1,518 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath home. The garage in the original home was converted into additional living space, and the current occupant is actually using it as a really very nice master bedroom, but I think it would also make an absolutely wonderful family room as well. Hardwood floors, as well as some carpet in the home. The kitchen, plenty of counter space, just very nice and open, lots of storage. This is a very nice home. It's very well maintained. But I think one of the really wonderful features about this home, one of the things that makes this house a little bit different than most of the homes you're going to find on the market, is the large yard. It's on 0.3 acres. It's a big yard. There's a covered patio. There's an outdoor fireplace. Then there's an outbuilding that's roughly the size of a 2-car garage. The owners used it previously as a photo studio, but it could have a lot of different uses depending on how you want to live. Some of the ideas that came to my mind include a shop, a wood shop or something like that. You could turn it into a detached garage, certainly, or it would make a great rec room for your teenagers. Again, 1435 Thurston Street Southeast in Albany, listed at $169,900, new to the market yesterday. My second showcase listing is located in Lebanon, and it's in the same rough price range. This is probably one of my personal favorite listings. It is such a nice home. It's one of the nicest homes in my mind on the market in this particular price range in Lebanon. 495 West Ash Street in Lebanon is a single-story home. It is so open and inviting, just well decorated. It's a great floor plan for entertaining and very comfortable for living. It was built in 2005 but had a ton of updates done in 2008. Those updates include things like marble tile counters, a new kitchen, updated vinyl windows, new carpet, new paints, new lighting fixtures. The home, folks, is immaculate. And then there's this large fenced yard, which is a real bonus. It's right in the sweet spot of the Lebanon market in terms of price. It's just $159,900. This home is absolutely a gem. That's 495 West Ash Street in Lebanon. If you would like more information about any of our homes participating in the showcase, send me an email. You all know that email address, folks. It's realestatetalk@kgal.com. If you have a question, send that in by email, or you can go to the Facebook fan page, and that's simply facebook.com/realestatetalk on KGAL. I love when you participate in the show. I think listener questions tend to be my favorite show when I have to be on the air by myself. So get your question on the air. Send me an email, text me 541-990-9368, or go to that Facebook fan page, which personally I think is the easiest way to do it. Again, getting to the fan page is easy. You can type it in, you can search Facebook for it, or you can go to the KGAL website and click on the link for Real Estate Talk, and there's a link to that Facebook page there. If you are not currently working with a real estate professional and you would like a market analysis done on a property, and I want to put that in perspective for you, it doesn't matter if you're looking to sell the property or to buy the property. A market analysis is a great piece of information for you to have, and information is power. Knowledge is power in real estate. So if you're going to buy, if you're going to sell, if you want that market analysis, just send me the address by email at realestatetalk@kgal.com, and I will provide you a market analysis at absolutely no obligation. I would like to be on your team. If you're looking for a real estate agent that's 100% on your side, my commitment is to work with only one client in any real estate negotiation. So give me a call or send me an email today. Finally, if you're starting the home buying process, the best place to start for all home buyers, Willamette Neighborhood Housing Services. That's www.w-nhs.org. Take the class. It is worth it. There's another one coming up. I think I posted a flyer just the other day to the Foundation Team website. Nope, I posted it on the Real Estate Talk Facebook page. So there is another class coming up here, I believe in July, in Corvallis, and in Albany it will be looks like June. No, I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. June 6th, it looks like, in Albany. So it's a great class. A lot of good information. It's 8 hours well spent. And the nice thing is it does qualify you potentially for some other down payment assistance programs. So if you want to take that class, and the only thing I ask to allow you to be eligible for this is that you're not already committed to another real estate agent. If you want to take that class, email me here at realestatetalk@kgal.com. Let me know the date, and I'll pay the course fee for you. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. This is Real Estate Talk on KGAL. We will be right back talking about how not to get rich in real estate. What I wanted to talk about today, on Wednesday this week, I got a phone call from a friend of mine who's in the lending business, and he had a potential client and asked if I would spend some time talking with them. Apparently they had been to one of these how to get rich flipping houses seminars. I don't know if you got the mailer for it. I actually did. And as soon as I got it, I looked at it, I laughed, I threw it in the trash. I've been to those seminars. I've been to a handful of them because I want to see what they're saying. I want to see what they're trying to foist upon the public. So I've been to them. I have my opinion about them. I'm going to keep my opinion about them generally to myself, if I can say that. If I could find another client, it's good for me because I think there's lots of ways to make money in real estate. I've talked about lots of ways to make money in real estate. And if I can find a client who's flipping houses for fun and profit, well, frankly, that's my business. I'm in the business of helping people buy and sell real estate. So I said I'd be happy to help. In other words, I got off track there for a second, but I said I'd be happy to help this couple. So I met with them on Friday, and we spent, a little over an hour talking, and they started by telling me about the seminar they went to. Let me backtrack for just a second. These were two of the nicest people I've met. Very personable, very friendly. They were eager to find a way to leverage or take advantage of today's real estate market, and I totally respect that. And as I said, they'd gone to this free seminar in Portland, and they were impressed by what the speakers had to say. And I think they got caught up in the momentum that those speakers tend to generate. Well, they wanted to know more, and of course the folks who put on the seminar, that's why they're there. They're not there to put on a free seminar. They're not there just to give the information away. They want you to take the next step. To get more insider information and insider tips on how to get rich in real estate, they signed up, folks, for a 3-day class. The cost of that 3-day class, they related to me, was about $2,000. They took the 3-day class. They were rightly excited. They thought, what an amazing opportunity. There's all these resources that this organization is providing to us. They were offered insider tips. They were offered access to financing from the organization that was putting the seminar on. They had financing opportunities for what they referred to as a half flip, which is short-term, like 1, 2, 3-day financing, as well as other options that might be suitable for a real flip that required renovation. Now, of course, we're going to need the money for longer. I think 90 days or something like that is what they said. But then this company actually wanted kind of in on the deal, and there was a pretty healthy interest rate too. But it was exciting, and they were told that they could do this half flip and do a bunch of those first to build up some working capital, to build up some cash. And the way that a half flip worked, as they described it to me, was you find homeowners who are in extremis, who are upside down, who are in pre-foreclosure. Just get a notice of default list, they said. You'll see who's in pre-foreclosure. You contact them directly, and you offer to help them solve their problem. The process is simple. You find the homeowner who needs help, and you offer to help them. You offer to help them by making an offer on their home where the buyer is you and your assigns, which having it your assigns means that you have the ability to transfer that contract to someone else. Then you go and find a cash buyer. That cash buyer becomes your assign. You have them buy the home from you or from them. It wasn't really clear to me how they were going to make that work. But effectively, they were going to buy the home for more than you had negotiated by, say, $5,000. And that $5,000 in effect turned into a finder's fee for you, if you will. So you can start to generate cash with these finder's fees until you have enough cash built up that you can use that to buy other properties and execute maybe flips with renovations or transition into a buy and hold strategy where you could own multiple real estate properties and generate passive income for the rest of your life. Boy, that sounds pretty simple. We know there are homeowners out there every day who are going into default on their mortgages. Now, maybe there's not as many today as there were 4 or 5 years ago or even 2 years ago, but certainly they're out there, and they're always going to be out there. It doesn't matter. There are always people who run into hard times, who run into difficulties, who are going to get behind on their mortgage and who are going to end up in default. So this is a sustainable business. It's not hard to find them. You just get that nods list. There must be hundreds of real estate investors who are looking for bargain properties, right? All you have to do is find those people and put them together with these people, and by golly, you deserve that finder's fee for doing so. Now, of course, you, as longtime listeners of Real Estate Talk, are probably seeing the other shoe waiting to fall. And I am honestly and sincerely not trying to make fun of or deride these very nice people for falling for what some of you may see obviously as a scam. It's easy to get caught up in the enthusiasm at these seminars. The people who put these seminars on are very skilled salespeople. It's what they do. It sounds good. It sounds very good. And hundreds of people go down this path almost every day. And if they didn't, they wouldn't put these seminars on. They work. They feed into people's natural desire to find an easy path to wealth and happiness. I want to find an easy path to wealth and happiness. I played the lottery when it was worth $600 billion or $600 million because that's an easy path to wealth and happiness. It's easy. It's the path of least resistance. It's what we want to do. So let's see if we can spend a few minutes and find the flaws in the logic so that you're armed with information As I said at the beginning of the show, folks, knowledge is power. Let me give you some power. Let me help to arm you so that you can avoid falling into this same trap. So, as I said, the first scenario they talked about was to do this half flip. And the half flip was simple. Find a homeowner in distress through the notice of defaults, approach them, let them know that you can help, make an offer on the property with you as the buyer and your assigns. In other words, giving you a contractual ability to assign that contract for sale to another buyer. Now, find a cash buyer for the property who will in effect buy the property with you as the middleman, and in the process you collect a finder's fee. For the sake of argument, let's say it's a nominal $5,000 fee. You offered, for example, $50,000 on the property. The buyer buys it for $55,000. You get to keep the difference. It's easy money. Okay. 1, I will grant you that the notice of default is a valid way to find homeowners who may need some help. The notice of defaults, you can get them. You used to see them in the newspaper all the time. That was a very regular thing, is the notice of defaults would be posted in the newspaper, and they had to post them a minimum number of times over a certain time period before they could proceed with the foreclosure. Foreclosure processing in Oregon, as we have discussed on this show before, has changed a little bit, and you're no longer seeing these mass notice of defaults in the newspaper. I think there's still some. Title companies put out a notice of default list. If you are a real estate professional and you ask to be on the distribution for it, it comes out on a weekly basis with new notices of default. We are way down off the highs in terms of the number of new nods that come out, but they're there. There are sources of information that are available to you to get the notice of default. But not in all cases are they really in danger of losing their homes. And more importantly, not in all cases do they even want to sell their home. Some of them may just have had a bad month or two where they're working to find a way out of it. In fact, response to marketing to these same homeowners by real estate professionals who specialize in short sales and can really, truly, and honestly help them to navigate the road, the response is really pretty low. In fact, at one point in the past couple of years, I personally spent a great deal of time, effort, and money marketing directly to the notice of defaults. I put together what I thought was a very professional-looking newsletter on how short sales worked, how foreclosures worked, the information that they needed to understand in order to figure out which one was best for them. I drafted a very professional letter, and I think it was a very sincere attempt at reaching out to help these people. That was my goal. I wanted to offer them advice and information, and if it turned out that executing a short sale was the right answer for them, then I was in a position to help them. There was no charge. There was no fee. It was a very sincere effort. It was a marketing effort at its heart, but it was a sincere effort to help people get the right information and to help maybe them to avoid some of these scams. I sent out over 100 of these mailings across a 3 or 4 month period, and I got exactly 0 responses. Remember, folks, I'm famous. I have a radio show. People know my name. Do you know who I am? Okay, I'm just kidding. I got a big goose egg. Now, I know that there are other agents that have done the same thing, and they've had at least some success, so I'm a bit tongue-in-cheek here. But my point is valid. You have to have an aggressive and effective marketing plan, and I think some credibility in the area of real estate for homeowners on the nods list would be required even before they'd consider talking to you. Many of them don't even want to acknowledge that the train is headed right for them and they are tied to the tracks. Okay, there's a lot of avoidance on the part of some of these homeowners. They don't want to see the problem. They don't want to address the problem. They want to avoid it. They want to deny it, and then the train hits them. So let's skip over that for a minute and assume that maybe you can find a homeowner who's interested in taking your deal. Okay? Well, what set of circumstances would work for this type of a transaction to work? Let's think about that for just a couple of minutes. The house has to be able to be purchased without the bank being involved. Okay? So if they're on the notice of default list, that means they're in pre-foreclosure, which means in the notice of default list, there's an amount of money that it takes, which is the amount owed, because the loan's being called due because it's in default, plus the interest and late penalties. You've got to pay that because you don't want to do a short sale, because a short sale is not a quick process. A short sale takes a long time to negotiate, and you have to have a certain level of expertise so that you can negotiate with the lender, or maybe different lenders, or maybe multiple different lenders, and you have to know all their paperwork and procedures. You have to be able to collect all the documentation. You're going to spend hours and hours on the phone trying to negotiate through this. And let's just say that $5,000 is not a lot of money to take that kind of a workload on. So you have to be able to clear the lien for the homeowner with your purchase, with your offer of purchase, so the bank is fully paid off. And again, that is interest, late fees, as well as any balance. Secondly, whatever that amount is, your purchase price, as I said, has to clear the homeowner from the bank, but it also has to be a good deal in the market. In fact, doesn't it have to be a great deal? Okay. I just got a text. It's time to take a break. We're going to do that right now, and we're going to come back and continue with what it takes to get rich in real estate, or not, really, how to avoid these scams. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. This is Real Estate Talk. Welcome back to Real Estate Talk. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. This morning we're talking about these get-rich-quick schemes or seminars in real estate, and we're talking through the scenario maybe of why I think they don't work. And the scenario we've been talking about is called a half flip, where you find a notice of default, somebody in pre-foreclosure, you make the deal to buy the house from them, and then you have the ability to assign that contract. You go and find a cash buyer, they buy the property, you get a finder's fee. And we're looking at reasons why that doesn't work. And the first reason is you've got to make sure that you're clearing the bank out so that you're not into a short sale. The second dilemma is the deal has to be a really great deal. For you to get this mythical cash buyer that's out there, that's just randomly wandering around the city looking for somebody to call them and say, hey, here's a really good real estate deal, it has to be a great deal. They have to be able to make money on it, because why, oh why, would you consider buying a property and paying a finder's fee for a property that was not a great deal, for a property that was not, for a property that was overvalued? Cash buyers want steals. They want deals. So by definition, you have to find a homeowner who is in default to the bank, but who has significant equity, or at least the opportunity for equity. So one, it may be because there's going to be a renovation project. So the reason why it's below value is because it's in really terrible condition, and that means a renovation project is in order. So maybe one slice of opportunity there. So thirdly, why in the world would a homeowner who actually has equity sell to you for what they owe? If they have equity, folks, they're going to call me. They're going to call me and sell their house and take the equity with them. I mean, they'd be stupid if they didn't do that. So I hope we're successfully making the argument to you that finding the deal that works isn't easy. Frankly, it's almost impossible. Excuse me. So let's look at the next step. You're going to have to make an offer on their home where you and your assigns are the buyer. Well, great. Now you found a homeowner who's willing to sell to you, and you're also going to make the assumption that they're not going to be smart enough to ask you, where's the money coming from? Many of the people who attended the seminar that I'm talking about, and I say this based on a question that I asked of the people that I met with, they didn't have any money. They were all looking for opportunities to buy real estate with no money of their own. Now, this particular couple, neither of them at the moment is currently employed. And they had some savings, but they did not have a huge amount of savings. So they were looking to make these purchases with none of their own money. The seller here, the owner of the distressed property, when they get the offer, wouldn't you think the first question they're going to ask is, where's the money coming from? I mean, it's pretty standard to see, let me see a pre-approval from your bank. Let me see a proof of funds from your bank. I want to know you have the cash. If you don't have the cash and you're not in a position to borrow money from a lender, well, sellers, that should be raising a red flag flapping in the wind for you. Now, maybe the money is coming from these seminar people. Maybe they're going to lend you this money for 3 days. I did not ask what they charge for the interest rate for that 3 days, but I'm sure it ain't cheap. And I bet they want their fees too, don't you? So now, you have to make an offer to purchase for your assigns. The key to the half flip is finding an assigns. Finding someone who will actually come in and make the purchase for you and pay you that $5,000 finder's fee. What we need here, ladies and gentlemen, is a cash buyer. Where do we find those cash buyers? I don't know. I wish I knew. Okay, actually I do know. I'm familiar with quite a few real estate investors here in the Mid-Valley. They're currently doing real estate investing pretty much on their own. Some of them are flipping properties. Some of them are going straight to buy and hold and amassing a very large pool of rental properties. Where do they find these homes to purchase? Well, some of them go to the courthouse and they buy them at auction. Some of them may even be getting that nods list and approaching homeowners directly in cases where it makes sense for them. Mostly, though, they buy them through real estate professionals with homes listed in the MLS. A lot of them are being sold by HUD or Fannie Mae. Sometimes they're estates. They know how to find the deals. They know how to effectively evaluate the deals. And these particular cash buyers are pretty well capitalized. They have a strategy. They are probably not going to need you to help them, and are probably, likely not going to have any interest at all in paying you $5,000 for finding a house for them. So with all that said, do you see the half flip as a viable alternative, as a viable way to make money, to build up capital to go to the next step? No? Folks, me neither. It was honestly very hard to spend that time talking with these people, knowing the entire time I was bursting their bubble. I was cluing them into the fact, and they came to the realization that they felt like they'd been scammed. It cost them over $2,000 of money that they probably could have used for better things to realize that they'd learned nothing that was really going to help them make money in real estate. The facts are the facts. As I was told by my parents for most of my life, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But these people make money every day. They make money every day holding these seminars and getting people to buy into their programs. And there may be a small percentage of folks who it actually would work for. The folks that I talked to said there were some wealthy people there, some medical professionals and dentists and some lawyers and some other people who were paying for the class and actually went on to the next class. And let me tell you that the next class, after the 3-day class that cost $2,000, the next class for even more insider tips and strategies and opportunities for amazing success cost $60,000. That's 6 with 4 zeros, $60,000 to take that next class. And they said there were actually people that were signing up for it. Well, I'm guessing if you had $62,000, that's a pretty good down payment on your first flip. So why would you go that way? So here's a quick recap of what I think are 3 actual, true, effective ways that you can make money in real estate. There are 3 basic strategies. We've talked about them before. There is the long-term strategy, which is buy and hold. Purchase the property, turn it into a rental property. You gain leverage through reduction or increase in your equity position or reduction of your loan amount if you finance money to buy it. You gain cash flows in the short term and the long term with a scenario where you maybe continue to raise the rents on a fairly regular basis over time. And if you've purchased at the right time in the cycle of the market, you gain the benefit of the market growth. So 3 levers to make money with a long-term buy and hold strategy. Plus you have the opportunity to sell that property when the market says it's time to sell. Medium-term money, this is the buy, flip, and sell on contract. Okay, so it's buy, whether you flip into a renovation project or whether it's actually in good shape, but at some point you buy it, you have to own it free and clear, and then you sell it to a second buyer on a contract where you actually become the bank. You get your price, which is hopefully a profit price at some point, and then you get the measure of interest for the length of the contract. So a 5-year contract at 6% interest, you're going to make money on the interest, and then you're going to collect the balloon at the end. So kind of medium 5, 6, 7-year term money. And then there's the short-term money. Then there's the buy, renovate, and sell. Not this half flip where you don't put anything into the property, okay? But the opportunity to buy a property that is in distress, undervalued because it has some material issues, go in and invest in that property and fix those material issues, and then to turn around and sell a nice home to some buyers looking for a nice home at a fair price. All of those strategies are viable. They are all executable. And to do any of them, though, to execute any of these strategies, you need some capital, or at least some access to capital. So if you're looking to buy homes without any money in your pocket, unless you're going USDA or VA, I don't see it. If you disagree with me, if you know you can make money in real estate without any capital investment on your part, without any money down, no credit, please contact me here. I want to get you on the air, and I want to have you explain this to my listeners. But after 8 years in this business, folks, after 8 years of spending time doing short-term buy and renovate flips on my own, I haven't figured that out. So I'm a skeptic. Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap this up. Welcome back to Real Estate Talk. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. So we've been talking this morning about, I think it's a scam. These real estate seminars to buy property with no money down and flip them. And again, I spent most of the hour talking about why it doesn't work. Here's what does work. And I talked about the 3 strategies that I have advocated over the years on ways to make money in real estate. But here's what does work. Get smart. Educate yourself. If you got to go to the free seminar, go to the free seminar. But talk with real estate professionals, talk with lenders, talk with other people who have done legitimately what you're wanting to do, and learn from them. There are some amazing opportunities in today's market to effectively make money in real estate. Real estate investors, people who are successful over the long term of real estate investment, have to understand cash flows. They have to understand return on investment. They have to understand if they're going to be landlords, all the property management piece of it. It is a complicated business, and it takes a team of professionals, a team of smart people working together to make it all work. The people who are successful at doing this surround themselves with real estate professionals they like and trust. Money people, whether that's lenders or private money people or other partners that are investing with them that are helping provide the money, partners that they like and trust. They are working with contractors and other professionals in that field that they like and trust. And many of them have attorneys that are on their side helping guide them through the process, and accountants that are making sure that they understand the tax consequences. This is not a t-shirt and jeans kind of a business if you truly are going to end up successful at it. My advice is put together a team of people to help you make good decisions and put you on the way. For most people, though, real estate investment is not where the opportunity is in this market. It is in buying a nice home for your family at very near the bottom of the market, looking to take advantage of whatever upswing in the market that there is. For those of you who are sellers right now, there is an incredible opportunity because there is so low inventory. And frankly, even if you're going to end up taking a little bit of a haircut on the property that you're selling, your opportunity to compensate for that on the house that you buy may ultimately be worth it. You need to be sound financially in order to do these things. There are lots of people that can help you do that, but that's where the real opportunities are in real estate in today's market. And that's what you should be looking at to take advantage. There is no get-rich-quick scheme that I think is effective, at least, and I would avoid those pretty much at all costs. If you've got a question about real estate, if you think you want to talk about real estate investing, go to a resource that you like and trust to help you become knowledgeable and create a strategy that's going to work for you. So that's my piece. We're going to take our last break, and when we come back, it'll be time for today's real estate market update. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity, and this is Real Estate Talk on KGAL. Welcome back to Real Estate Talk. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. We're going to finish the show today with the real estate market update. We'll begin in Corvallis, where inventory is down 4 from our previous report. Today, 132 active listings. The average asking price, $362,699. 140 homes have sold in the past 90 days. That's up 19. I want to say that again. 132 active, 140 sold in the past 90 days. More homes sold than are currently on the market, people. Currently, 2.83 months of inventory available in Corvallis. If you want to sell your home in Corvallis, please give me a call. The median sold price over the last 90 days is up today, $257,700, averaging $157.19 per square foot. On average, homes spend 96 days on the market from listing to close of sale. In Lebanon, there are 73 homes available for sale today. That is up 2 from the last report. The median asking price is down slightly today at $150,000. In the previous 90 days, 56 homes have sold in Lebanon. That is a move up of 7 from the last report. And the median sold price is also up today at $130,200. At $92.08 per square foot, homes are spending an average of 110 days on the market, and there is 3.91 months of inventory available. Finally, in Albany, inventory is down 2 with 208 active listings. The average asking price is also down slightly at $227,351. 152 homes have sold over the last 3 months. That is up 15. And the median sale price is also up today at $166,995. Homes are spending an average of 128 days on the market from listing to close of sale. The average dollar per square foot value in Albany is up at $105.85, and there is currently 4.11 months of inventory available. So looking at the statistics, and yes, there were a lot of sales this week, vice last week, and partly because we are in the end of the month. So the bottom line, though, is there's a great deal of activity, and there's a couple of things at work in the market right now that you need to understand if you were thinking about getting into real estate as a buyer or a seller. One, inventory is very low and has been very low for an extended period of time. That is in large part due to the number of people who are borderline underwater or more on their homes and don't feel they are in a position to sell. There is another layer on top of that of people who think, well, I don't want to sell at the bottom. I want to wait until the market gets better before I sell. So lots of people are holding back their inventory. Combine that with the fact that builders over the past few years have not been building, and we're starting to see a turnaround in that. My advice to sellers is think about it very carefully right now. There is an opportunity. There is a strong buyer demand and a lack of inventory. So if you are even on the edge of being able to get clear of the home, especially if you are looking to move up or to move on to a different area, taking a haircut, losing a little bit of money on your home, or just about breaking even, now is the best opportunity. And the opportunity is not likely to get better because as the market continues to grow and the inventory comes back, you're going to see that pressure come off prices. So you still got to price your home effectively, but getting it on the market now at least assures the opportunity for you to get it sold if you price it correctly and condition it correctly. So there is an opportunity for sellers. And Dave Liniger pointed out in a webinar I listened to earlier this week that, remember, if you take a little bit of a haircut now on the sale of your house, you can make it up on the purchase of your next. And I know that sounds kind of like a sales gimmick. And I guess maybe at its heart, it is waving the flag to get people to consider getting into the market, which is activity is good for us in the real estate world. But this is one of the few periods in time, this is the type of market that allows you to do that. If you wait until prices go up, the price of what you're going to be buying also has gone up. For buyers, depending on what you're looking for, there is an opportunity in the market, but be prepared to make a decision quickly. Look at enough houses, especially if you're looking at kind of standard types of homes. Don't get discouraged. Something else will come up. You've got to keep looking, and when you find what you want, you've got to be able to make the decision and move forward, which means getting pre-approved with your lender before you start the process so that you can pull the trigger when you're ready to do so. And that, my friends, is the market update for this 25th day of May. If you're thinking about buying a home, check out Willamette Neighborhood Housing Services. Remember, I'll pay the tuition if you're a Real Estate Talk listener and you're not working with another agent. And finally, Homes for Heroes. It is the Memorial Day weekend. Reminder, Homes for Heroes is a national program that offers rewards to local heroes for their services when buying, selling, or refinancing a home. When a hero works with an affiliated real estate professional or lender, they receive a reward from the National Homes for Heroes organization after they close. Heroes in our community include active duty and retired military, police and peace officers, first responders, nurses, and other medical professionals, as well as teachers and educators. If you're a hero or if you know a hero who serves our country or community, please send them to www.homesforheroes.com. Service deserves its rewards. I'm Dave Pautsch of RE/MAX Integrity. You'll find us here every Saturday morning on real estate talking about the issues that are important to you. One quick program note. Next week we'll be live on Thursday